Hey, this is Chaplanika. If I am lying, it is not my fault. I am told, yeah, I'm going to live here in Rome. I just had one more stop, I guess, to call somebody out before I get in my place. I'm already hunting for another place and see how that goes. But renting this house at 3237 Kingston Highway Northeast, I went to Realtor.com, and so did my landlord, as she said, looking for a good tenant. I, as well, looking for a good landlord. Well, we all know what I went through before. Well, um, as it turns out, I like older houses, but as it turns out, um, this one needs a lot of work, and I was offering as a chaplain to do some work for her around the house, and because I like to be of service as just as Christ, came down here as Jesus, and he showed us how to do these things. So that's what I wanted to do. So I've got receipts here to show that that's what I was going to do. And after you can see the list of all these things that need to happen, she chose, I guess, once again, I have somebody landlord, that doesn't want to do things in between their tenants. Well, she tells me that I'm expecting perfection, and her idea of perfection and just a basic standard for landlords, there's a huge gap, holes in the floor, in the baseboard, because the person who laid down the new flooring ripped her off. The floor is sinking. The new flooring is already coming up and at the seam in the sides of the room. There's gaps against the baseboard where the new flooring doesn't meet. No caulking or either trim was laid down. And yet I'm asking for a lot. And you can see this in the video, how the floor sinks in. That's about the best I could do, really. It's difficult to see with the video for whatever reason. And outside, as you see, I think those are the sewage lines, the green caps. They're level with the ground, just about being sub-level. That's a violation of codes. And one thing, let's see, the steps you're looking at now, that's concrete. That's going to freeze ice over. There's already been ice on my truck when I get out in the morning. When it gets even colder, there's going to be ice. No, I'm asking for a lot. She keeps saying it's not going to be perfect. The only time I met her and her son was when I came and got the property and got the keys. She met me here. It's been a week now, just over, and she refuses to come out and go over these things together. Her thing is, he has appointments. Every day, 24 hours a day, she has appointments. She does not have time to come look, and she, quote, unquote, barely has time to text or even call. You'll see those at the end. I gave some screen captures. This, you can see now that air filter was in the AC unit. I literally had to threaten to go to the fire department for sub-health standards, fire hazards for something else I'll come up and tell you in a minute. But this is the air filter that was in the house. How long has it been since this thing was changed? I actually got her to get the ductwork clean because I threatened about going to the firemarshall. So she did do that. But what does it take? I mean, you have property, but you don't want to take over your property. She doesn't want to pay for, property manager, which is what I offer to do. But when our first text, she said she was on her way. She'd be here by a certain time. 30 minutes later, I'm asking her, where are you? Oh, well, I'm broken down on the road. Road warrior said they were going to be here and they're running late. So you're not going to tell me, like, after you call them to say, hey, this happened, I'm not going to be there? Well, I'm telling you now. No, you're not. I'm calling you. And through the entire time, her voice is elevated, and I speak calmly. I don't bite. I've learned a long time ago, it de-escalates. But with her, there is no de-escalate button. No matter what, she's going to talk loud and over to get her point. Okay, fine. That was the first and last opportunity. So with the receipts, I'm not getting my money back for the curtains. There were no curtains and no blinds. but yet I'm asking for a lot. Okay, so the curtains and rods that I bought, they're going with me. I did try to do something, because if I do not do anything, the next person that comes in, it's my fault. Yeah, if she doesn't want to do anything, then leave it. But what about the person that comes after? Whatever thou does to the least of my brethren, you do unto me, right? WWJD. People forget about this stuff. Yeah, you say WWJD, but you don't do the JD, the WJD. You don't. If more of us did, the world would not be in the situation that it's in. So when I say you, I'm speaking as a general, not every single body. I understand. Everybody's done their own thing. The heating element, the gas, as you see, there's a line, it's jerry-rigged. That's not supposed to be there. But here, the gas company, their employees, they will light outside, but they won't come inside. Why she allowed the gas to run out in the first place, beyond me. I don't know, but even the repairman wouldn't touch it. They had to get somebody special. The oven, you can see that the oven is askew, the rod, but her repair guy says that's fine. In my book, that's not fine. It's askew. What did not work with the fire department was I am in a gray area where I'm just outside of Floyd. I'm just outside of Bartow. So nobody wants to come. No fire department, no police department. Nope, it's not ours. I've been to both sides. Nope, not mine. Nope, not mine. What does a person do when neither sides of the law want to claim the property? But if you do something wrong, I bet you their asses would be right out here writing a ticket, ready to take my butt to jail. Dryer, the lint trap. That's what I'm thinking. That is unclean. I had to get her to clean it. It's a fire hazard once again. And then coincidentally, I decided to do a wash. My stuff won't dry because the sensor on the dryer will not continue to dry because the lint trap is not getting enough airflow. It has a sensor. So now I have to wait for that. And her repair guy comes with the round object, trying to slide it into this rectangular spot. Are you kidding? I had to pull it out. You were about to widen it to a point where it has a crack. Now it has a compromise, and it's not going to dry, and the lint won't go through properly. He looks up at me, and I'm like, you know that it's not the proper tool? Oh, good grief. Yeah, I'm out in the sticks. So there's the pictures of those, and then now you have the text messages. So you'll have to pause if you want to read it. But she sets up a pattern, Initially, the dryer, she did not show me how to use it. I had to figure it out. Then I had to do a hard reset because she did not allow the washer or the dryer to go through a full cycle. Actually, she didn't even test the dryer. She tested the washer, that it had water, and then she emptied it. She says, I didn't have time to stand there and let the whole thing go through a cycle. Okay, but you're a landlord and you don't have time to check your stuff. Okay, well, Veronica, you don't have to live there. I can tear up the lease. You can move out anytime you want to. I'm not trying. You're expecting perfection. It's not perfection. It's an old house. Ma'am, I know it's an old house. I don't want to leave. I told you, I love older houses. I'm just trying to get you to do something that is supposed to happen in between your tenants. And as a landlord, you're supposed to at least step on their property. You can have a leasing property manager, but people have tax accountants and attorneys, and they end up being broke because they've stolen their money. You're supposed to look after your money sometimes. Well, I don't have time. So why is she a landlord? I don't know. You ask her. You can get a better idea out of her probably than I can. And you can see there's gaps in the door, weather stripping. The guy she has do weather stripping cuts the line about a ½ inch too short, as you can see in the video. So my temporary fix, I just stuff some toilet tissue. You can use paper towel, whatever, and just ball it up in there, and you're good to go. The closet, well, that's modified closet, okay? It did not look like that, the bar going across. It had the wrong arms on it. The shelf was slanted. There's no way you're going to put anything up there. Everything's just going to slide on the floor. But once again, I'm being too picky. Remember I said there were no blinds, no curtains? So in the meantime, I've got my stuff hanging up in the windows to, for the meantime. I know I'm being picky to ask for a microwave to have the ring in the oven, in the door, right? And then the vent underneath the microwave, it works. 50% of the smoke from what you're cooking goes underneath. The other 50 goes out into the home. I have to open up the windows, and there's no screen door. So now bugs and everybody gets in. It's winter. Even if it was summer, my electricity is going out of the window. The bucket is there, as you see, because she paid me to clean the house because she did not have the house clean. Oh, I thought the last tenants would do it. Since when do tenants clean out the house? I have no idea. But anyways, yeah, I had to clean it. There's Snoopy's bowl. But anyway, that's the fun I'm having, and I'm staying in Rome. I'm looking for a place up the road, and hopefully I'll be on video and see you soon. Thanks for listening to my once again beef of, you know what's going on here is going on elsewhere. And if you know somebody who is a landlord, perhaps maybe have them listen to this, watch this, however, just to remind them, help them freshen up, to remember what it's like to be on this side. The little things that your tenants go through to keep them happy and perhaps to keep them there longer. I was willing to rake the yard and do a whole bunch of stuff and not even tell her about it and just do it because my name is on it. I live here. All of that is no longer going to happen. So there are things that are blessings, shall I say, just because you're a good person that you could receive, and you're blessing blocking yourself. You know what I mean? Anyways, Chaplain Nika, thank you.